Trump, KGB asset? Let's get real. All right, let's talk about one of the most ridiculous narratives that just won't die. The idea that Donald Trump is some kind of deep cover KGB asset. It's the kind of claim that sounds straight out of a Cold War spy novel, except the plot holes are big enough to fly a B-52 through. Let's break this down. The origin of the claim. This nonsense really took off in 2016 when the media needed a way to explain Trump's victory without admitting they miscalculated. Enter the Russian collusion hoax, a fantasy that somehow Trump, a real estate mogul who spent his life in the public eye, was a secret Soviet operative. Never mind that the USSR collapsed when Trump was still hosting boxing matches at his casinos. The Steele dossier, a document so unreliable that even the FBI knew it was garbage, was used as proof. Who paid for it? The Clinton campaign. So the same people screaming about foreign interference had no problem using unverified Russian disinformation to smear a political opponent. The irony is almost painful. Logical inconsistencies. Let's get serious. If Trump was groomed as a KGB asset, he had to be recruited decades ago, right? But here's the problem. The KGB wasn't in the business of backing loudmouth, unpredictable real estate moguls. They wanted controlled assets, people they could blackmail or manipulate. Trump, the guy couldn't even be controlled by his own staff. And let's talk about timing. If Russia spent decades cultivating him, why did they wait until 2016 to activate him? Why not in the 80s when he was dealing with the Soviet Union for real estate? Why not in 2008 when the US was weak from the financial crash? It's almost like the theory makes no sense. Media narratives and hypocrisy. The mainstream media ran with this story because it fit their agenda. They spent years breathlessly predicting Trump's downfall, citing anonymous sources that turned out to be, well, completely wrong. Remember the smoking gun on Russia collusion? Yeah, neither do they, because it didn't exist. Meanwhile, they ignored actual foreign entanglements, like, say, a certain former vice president's son cutting deals in Ukraine and China. Funny how that works. So, was Trump a KGB asset? No. Was this a desperate, media-driven narrative to delegitimize a political opponent? Absolutely. The real collusion here wasn't between Trump and Russia. It was between the media and the establishment. But, hey, what else is new? The recent claims made by former KGB officer Alnur Musayev, who claimed that Donald Trump was recruited as a Soviet asset in 1987, alleging he was given the codename Krasnov, are again without evidence and more of this same nonsense. The same nonsense as similar allegations that surfaced in 2021. These were made by ex-KGB spy Yuri Shvets, who suggested that Trump had been cultivated as a Russian asset over 40 years ago. What came from them? Nothing. There was no evidence, and even the intelligence community doubts their validity. These claims have been widely scrutinized and debated, with many experts questioning their credibility and the lack of concrete evidence supporting them. Why can't the left give up on this nonsense after 8 years? I only have one thing to say to them. Think for yourself. Like and subscribe for more reality checks. Because if we don't call out the nonsense, who will?